Good evening, everybody. Sammy Thunder here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm really thrilled that my SGC order has returned back safely. Came in on Monday, give or take 23 days from the time I dropped it off at the East Coast National to the time it came back. I want to say it was about 14 business days. There was a little bit of a delay in the process. Of course, when these sort of things happen, it's really hard to get a direct answer, but I will show a lot of appreciation for SGC because when I did email to inquire about it, I think Brent Martin is his name. Brent Martin was very much, just shared every detail with me, said to me that the encapsulation process, it was stuck at that point. There was paying special attention to it. And my best guess is they were running low on the supplies. I did have one oversized card, which I did share in my Willie Mays collection video that I just did. So that was kind of a little bit of a sneak preview. But I do have 10 other cards that I did grade, most of them consignment cards, and I'm really excited to share them with you guys. The grades I thought for the most part were really good. There were a few that didn't grade as well as I hoped, but that's just the process of grading sometimes. It's subjective. You never know if what you think is a 8 could be a 5 or a 6, so these sort of things can happen. It's just the process that we all go through, and we've all been there. So I'll show you some of the I'll show a mix. First card I'll show, I've already seen all these grades because for the consignment I wanted to know what the grades were prior to them getting back. And so this one is the George Brett rookie. Everyone's familiar with this one, 1975. And here is the grade for this. For what it's worth, a 5 I think is respectable for this card. It's a really nice conditioned 5 on the front. So this is part of the consignment and will be available at my future shows. It's card number 1. I'm going to show a card that I thought didn't grade nearly as well, but still has a great look to it. The 74 Nolan Ryan. You know, it's funny, I can't recall if I've ever sent a 74 in now that I think about it. I don't know if I've ever sent a 74 in. I'd have to go back in time to look at some of my past videos, but I can't recall. But this one graded a 6. I thought it would grade a little higher, but I think it looks pretty good, if you ask me. Here's another one that I thought would grade higher, maybe a half grade higher at least, but that's okay. It's still a great looking card. Ricky Henderson, 7.5. If I had to guess what may have brought the grade down, you got some little fading over here. I don't know if I can go any closer with this. Yeah, you can sort of see it now that I'm looking at it. The last one that I thought undergraded was the Darryl Strawberry Topps Traded rookie card. I knew going into it, grading an 80s card is always just a coin flip in my mind. It can either go really well or really poorly. You know, when it comes to 80s cards, a 7, usually like a lot of the 80s cards, there's so many of them that are out there that it's crucial, to me at least, it's very important to scour over these as carefully as possible, and I thought I did, but alas. Usually, for this card, this grade, you'd hope to get like at least an 8 or a 9. 10 seems impractical, but to think in that mindset, to expect it, because it's so difficult to get a 10, but now we'll get to some good cards. Now we'll get to some of the cards that I thought graded right on spot or fairly better. Here is the Ed Matthews 56. I thought this came back better than I thought it would. I thought it would get a 5 and it got a 6. Beautiful. Great centering on this. Also part of the consignment. Good back too, gray back. Nice looking card. So every single card I've shown so far will be made available if anybody's interested. Here's another good one. 73 Mike Schmidt. I've always found that this card is tough to find with good centering on the front. I've always seen the left or right be really off. This one is a great example of good centering on the front. And the back, even better. I've always found it, I think either or sometimes both. But the back I've always found to be off center. The 73s are tricky, man. They're very tricky. But I thought this was a good grade for this card. Trying to pick whichever one I want to show first. This one's just right as I expected it to be, but I wanted to get it slabbed. 1950 Ted Williams Bowman. Tape stains will do that. They'll bring the grade down. I expected a 1. I knew going in that's what it was going to get. But great looking centering. Other than the tape stains, there's really nothing wrong with this card. I'm going to take it this way so you guys get a better look. It's a little bright. You go a little closer. There you go. Much better look. So here's the Robin Yount rookie. Scored a 7. Got a little hair on it. It's typical. Here's the back. The back has good centering on it. So very pleased with the 7. I think I was expecting a 6, maybe a 7. And I got the 7, so that's even better. Last two. These are cards I picked up in Garfield. So everything prior to this is all consignment based, so they are all made available. These last two were picked up personally. Not so much for my collection, but for inventory. And I was curious because these cards looked really sharp. They're the O-Pee-Chees that I picked up from Garfield. And this one was from the 77 O-Pee-Chee. That's Georgia Brett. Came back in 8. That's spectacular, man. That is really spectacular. Great looking card. I really like the backs of the O-Pee-Chees. Really nice color scheme to it. A lot brighter than the tops. So I was really glad to find that. I knew going in that an 8 or higher would have been exceptional to me. So getting this back as an 8 is pure joy. I may not express it as openly as others, but I'm kind of just, I admire it, kind of soak it all in. So that's one of the two that I sent in. This one was the better one. I think some of you have already seen it, but Nolan Ryan, man, look at that. O-Pee-Chee, Nolan Ryan in a 9. That is tough. That is something else, man. Something else. Probably the best card of the group outside of the Willie Mays that you guys may have seen already in my sneak preview. In my collection videos that I've been doing, the series. I generally keep Nolan Ryan cards when he was in the Mets. Part of me wants to be like, okay, this is the exception, but I think this will go towards. I'll try to sell this one and have it go towards some other cards or a card that I really want. Thing of beauty. And of course, you guys saw this one already. if you watched my video. But if not, here's an opportunity to see it. Willie Mays, San Francisco Call Bulletin. Came back a 5, which thrilled about that. Now I stand corrected. I thought that when I looked on SGC's pop report that this was the only one graded, but I was mistaken. The pop report was not well documented, I guess, for this particular set. There's variations on how you can type it in. SF Call Bulletin, San Francisco Call Bulletin. And when you do the San Francisco Call Bulletin search, this comes up with the tab, with about, 7 or 8 other examples that were graded. So in my mind, I'm thinking, when I first searched for it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. It's the only one that has been graded. But lo and behold, it was just, I guess you could say, a clerical error on my part as far as just searching for it and finding that this card does exist with other grades. But hey, it's still a unique looking card, hard to find with the stub still put in place. And a little bit of knowledge on this. This card, very much like the Journal American back in '54, was inserted in the San Francisco Call Bulletin. And exactly the same format. You would get the number on the bottom. You'd have to buy another call bulletin or buy every day the call bulletin to see if you would win. And again, there's this family fun game, cash and merchandise prizes daily, so you can win some cool stuff back in '58. Probably won like, $10, which was a lot of money back then. So pretty cool. But that is the SGC return. It's going to be a little quiet over the next week because my job, I'm going to be working a lot of overtime at my job, so there's a lot of not as much opportunities to do some card stuff. And I've also I made an announcement on my channel that I was going to take a small break from, or not a break, but just kind of scale back on the card shows as far as recording them. But I will be going to the Philly show next Friday, so I will definitely document that one. I always enjoy documenting the bigger shows, so that will be that'll definitely be a big part next week. Cardboard and Cold Ones, of course, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'll have a 4 collectors video out next week as well on Wednesday, so at least a lot to look forward to on that end. I'll get around to doing my Nolan Ryan collection series to wrap up the collection series that I started. I'm about 3 of the 4 parts done, which has been a lot of fun so far. So we'll do Nolan Ryan next. But outside of that, I think that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you as always. Look forward to hearing what you have to say in the comments. Again, if anybody has interest in these cards, please let me know. My email is listed on the main page of my channel. Actually, if you want, got my Transagram card here. This has my info on the back, so you can email me. Also, the QR code is there, so you can scan it and go to my Instagram page as well. I'm easily reachable, so thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys again. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.